In terms of ancient coins, the New York International Numismatics Convention is a treasure trove of rare and exceptional ancient coins for the discerning collector, and the 2019 event was certainly no exception to that statement. The coin which took the top spot for the ancient coins auction was a stunningly beautiful gold Aureus coin from the relatively short reign of Victorinus, who ruled the breakaway Gallic Roman Empire either from the years 268 to 270 or 269 to 271, depending on which historical source you place your faith in. The coin itself is gloriously rendered, depicting Victorinus facing left on the obverse with a portrait of Diana, the Roman goddess of the hunt, on the reverse. Victorinus was rather notoriously murdered by one of his own officers, not for political gain, as was usually the case, mind you, but rather because Victorinus supposedly seduced the man's wife. NGC Ancient certified this rare coin with an XF star grade, and at auction it managed to raise $144,000. To follow on that, we head back another 700 years or so in time to the late period Lydian kingdom and the reign of King Croesus from around 561 to 546 BCE. These gold and silver stater coins of the same design are widely considered today to have been some of the world's first coins struck from pure gold or silver bullion, as opposed to the more common base metal coins or electrum alloy pieces that were known before, at least dealing specifically with numismatics with what we view today as the Western world. The iconic bull and lion design of these pieces is well known to collectors of ancient coins today, and with good reason, as these seminal coins hold an important place in numismatic history. The coin here was authenticated by NGC Ancients, who awarded the piece with the highest possible grade of gem mint state star with a 5 out of 5 for both surface and strike quality. Such a beauty is surely then worth the closing price of $96,000. From that, we return again to the Roman Empire, this time during the reign of Septimus Severus, the founding patriarch, if you will, of the Severan dynasty, which is really the last true dynastic lineage before the crisis of the 3rd century took hold. What distinguishes Septimus Severus' numismatic legacy from his contemporaries is the issuance of a series of coins depicting not the customary religious or military iconography, but rather images of the imperial family instead, of which this coin is a prime example, with the reverse depicting his wife, Julia Domna, flanked by their 2 sons, Caracalla and Geta. The very promise of a strong dynastic line being implicit in this very design. This gold Aureus was again given a lofty grade by NGC Ancients as Choice MS Star and sold for $84,000. Then, moving through the crisis of the 3rd century and arriving at the rule of Constantine I, perhaps better known as Constantine the Great. This is a medallic issue to the value of 1.5 solidi that appears to have been struck around the year 330, which does correspond with historical accounts of Constantine's arrival in the city of Nicomedia, shortly after the dedication of Constantinople on the 11th of May 330. This would also certainly fit the fairly aggrandizing imagery that is featured on this fairly large-sized Roman gold coin, which shows the mounted emperor being led by Victory herself. NGC Ancients authenticated and graded this piece as a mint state grade, and it fell under the auctioneer's gavel for $84,000. And then a Sestertius coin from the reign of Titus, the 11th in line of the original so-called 12 Caesars. Now, at first glance, I can appreciate that to the uninitiated, this coin might not appear as anything particularly special. Titus's short rule was oftentimes cited as being noteworthy for the completion and dedication of the Colosseum in Rome in June of the year 80, although the construction of this famed landmark was actually initiated 8 years prior under the instruction of Titus's father, Vespasian. This coin was struck for that dedication and features the Colosseum on its reverse design. Despite NGC Ancients only grading the coin as a choice F, it still managed to raise no less than $84,000 at auction. And while discussing Roman emperors, I would be remiss not to mention the most famous, Julius Caesar himself. This extremely rare coin featuring Caesar wearing an oak wreath was minted in Rome by a private moneyer by the name of Marcus Mnaieion, who was an ally and early supporter of Caesar during the Gallic and Civil Wars. Undoubtedly minted in January of the year 44 BCE, only a mere 2 months before Caesar's assassination in the theatre of Pompeii. The coin also features the goddess Juno brandishing a spear and a shield while riding a chariot. NGC Ancients certified this rare silver Denarius coin with a grade of F, and at auction it sold for $8,400. During the original Olympic Games of antiquity, it became customary for the small town of Olympia to mint its own coins. It then became mandatory to use these specially produced coins during the games as a means of funding and to pay for the upkeep of the Temple of Zeus and other facilities. This Didrachm coin is just such a piece, thought to have been struck somewhere in the late 4th to early 3rd centuries BCE. It features traditional imagery including the bust of Zeus and a proud eagle flanked by a thunderbolt and a wreath. NGC Ancients saw fit to give the coin a grade of Choice XF Star, and it sold for $42,000 at auction. And leading from the topic of Olympic Games, it is reported by the ancient Greek poet Poseidipid of Pella that Queen Arsinoe II of Ptolemaic Egypt actually won 3 chariot races at the Olympic Games of 272 BCE. This coin, featuring the now deified queen, was minted at the Alexandria Mint around 250 BCE, nearly 20 years after her passing. The coin itself is huge. A golden octadrachm coin, or what was called in antiquity a Mnaieion, was worth approximately 100 silver drachms, an absolute small fortune for the time. NGC Ancients graded the coin as a choice mint state, and in its turn it managed to raise $40,800. Yet another outstanding gold coin was this Macedonian gold stater from the reign of Alexander the Great. Although the coin does not feature the famed king himself, instead the head of the goddess Athena is depicted wearing a crested Corinthian helmet. On the opposing side of the coin is a rather traditional depiction of the Greek goddess of victory, Nike, minted around the years 336 to 323 BCE. The coin attained a grade of MS Star from NGC Ancients and sold at the auction event for $40,800. And then, as a final parting shot in this presentation, allow me to present for your consideration one of the most enduring and classical images of ancient Greek numismatics, the Owl of Athena. One of the most ubiquitous images of ancient numismatics is here stunningly rendered on a Tetradrachm coin from around 440 to 404 BCE, authenticated and graded by NGC Ancients with a grade of MS Star to achieve a closing price of $16,200. Let me know what you think of these ancient coins in the comment section below. Subscribe to WNN and activate notifications with the bell icon never to miss any new videos. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a great day.